Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel after a very long time. Actually, you should be the one welcoming me back to my channel. बताता हूँ यार इतनी देर क्यों हुई है. पिछले कोई 2 महीने से ना मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बिजी हूँ यार. Actually, I am involved in a lot of activities जिनका मैं publicly अभी reveal नहीं कर सकता as of right now. But soon you will see heck lot of surprises from me. I promise you. By see I mean literally in the form of content. क्योंकि मैंने वो सारी जो भी मेरे साथ जर्नी वगैरह पेश आ रही है वो मैंने रिकॉर्ड की हुई है एंड आई एम जस्ट वेटिंग फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम फ्रेम टू पास जो भी ये गुजर रहा है एंड आफ्टर दैट आई विल बी एबल टू रिलीज इट ऑन द चैनल एंड यू विल बी एबल टू सी एंड अंडरस्टैंड. आपको तब समझ आ जाएगी सारा कुछ कि मैं क्यों इतनी देर बाद कोई चीज़ अपलोड कर रहा हूँ और क्या वजूहात थी, क्या मेरी रिस्ट्रिक्शंस थी, क्या मेरे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स थे. तो इस वजह से मैं वो चीज़ें अपलोड नहीं कर सका. बट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि मेरी क्या व्हाट वाज द रीज़न बिहाइंड ऑल ऑफ दिस डिले. इन द मीन टाइम मैनी ऑफ यू गाइज नो कि मैं साथ अपना एक स्टार्टअप भी रन कर रहा हूँ पाकिस्तान में विच इज़ insite life, थ्रू विच आई हैव बीन एबल टू प्रोवाइड internships to over actually 2 dozens of students, पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स. और वो इंटर्नशिप्स अभी भी चल रही हैं. अगर आप लोग मुझे लिंक्डइन पर, यूट्यूब पर या मेरे इंस्टा पे मुझे फॉलो कर रहे हैं तो आप लोगों को पता है कि वो दैट पर्टिकुलर पार्ट इज स्टिल गोइंग ऑन रनिंग स्मूथली और वो इतना बेनिफिशियल साबित हो रहा है आप लोगों के लिए दैट स्पार्क्ड एन आइडिया इन माई माइंड ऑफ मी गोइंग टू द CEO of that startup and having one-to-one conversation with him and actually recording it and putting it in front of you. So ये मेरा sort of first कह लें कि एक ऑनलाइन कॉन्वर्सेशन है with a CEO. First तो नहीं है but I've done it before. चैनल पे मौजूद भी हैं वीडियोस with other people but this is like something that I own up to, जिसकी वजह से मैं आप लोगों से बहुत क्लोजली कनेक्ट हो पाया हूँ. आप लोग मुझसे बहुत क्लोजली कनेक्ट हो पाए और एक प्लेटफॉर्म हम सबको एक प्लेटफॉर्म जिसने हम सबको इकट्ठे किया है एंड वी ट्राइंग टू प्रोवाइड अपॉर्चुनिटीज़. सो आई होप आप लोगों को ये अच्छा लगेगा, काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा इसमें से. सो चलते हैं वीडियो की तरफ. So, how was your day? You were going to tell me about your day.
You just saw I've had about 14 meetings. I started at 4 o'clock this morning.
And what time is it there now? 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
You wake up too early, man.
I have a lot to do, Fad. I have to deal with you. I have to deal with 2 businesses. I never used to do it, but under lockdown, for some reason, I changed my routine.
For those guys who don't know, Simon has a craze for bikes as well. So he has his own garage. You don't call it garage. You like to call it studio, right?
I do like to call it at least a workshop. Okay. Garage doesn't really do it much credit.
We call it garage over here.
Yeah, everybody else tries to call it a garage over here, but I call it a workshop or a studio. Yes, I have a collection of motorbikes in there, and that's where I go in the mornings. And I have a whole computer and setup and everything there, and it's a good place to work.
That's cool.
So anyway, your day was busy with work. My day was busy with work.
Yeah.
We're here. We've been planning to do this conversation for a few weeks. We had a few technical issues. We're through all of that. So we, I think, have agreed we're going to talk about the question of why Pakistan. Why did we, UK-based software as a service startup, reach out across the world looking for an influencer when we could have just done it in the UK? And all I can say is that Olivier, who works with me and is responsible for marketing, said, let's not do the UK.
Okay.
And I was like, talk me through this.
Okay.
I don't know that I remember his explanation, but anyway, he got on with it, emailed a bunch of influencers, and you replied.
Yeah, I remember receiving the email and replying, and well, rest is history.
So that played out well because everything that's happened since has been, I wouldn't say on plan, much better than plan.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't anticipate that it'll go this long. Did you?
No, I suppose. We were looking for an influencer to talk about the products on a show and for that to drive some registrations onto the platform.
I think that's what happens typically. Like I was also of the opinion, I'll make 1 or 2 videos and we'll collaborate for some time, and then when the business is done, we'll just be on our ways. But we just kept on creating new videos. We just kept on creating new opportunities, which we're going to talk about in this video later. And so far, it's going really well.
So a little bit of history. You did the first video. We saw 500 registrations on the platform.
That video is the most viral one on my channel as well.
It was. So that put 500 registrations onto the platform in like 2 days, which is more than we'd seen previously, because we are at that phase where prior to that, we'd only been putting test users onto the platform. And then we got into the discussion about interns, and you put out the one video about internships, and we were going to recruit 4 people, I think, for quality assurance. And where we ended up was with 1,200 applications.
I remember that. I think we ran out of our email service as well, right?
I think we blew everything up. So we ended up with 25 interns. I have some experience of students in the UK because my daughter's a student who's working on the project, or was a student. And we had done some work with students at Bristol University in the UK.
Rita.
Yeah. So we had done various presentations to students at the Innovation Lab. Was I expecting anything different from Pakistan? I did not know what to expect. But what we discovered is the level of engagement that we got was higher. And maybe that's because of the internship. I don't know. If we had put out the same offer in the UK for an internship via an influencer, I don't think we would have got that many applicants. So there's clearly a huge appetite out there for the internships.
What's your main motto behind providing these opportunities to students?
So why did we approach you in the first place? And that was, we were looking for influencers who had a student audience.
I mean, why students? They don't have any experience. They don't have any professional grooming. Then why students?
So we ran these profiles, and what we decided in the end that a sweet spot for us was students, on the basis that they are technically savvy, they own their own hardware, in control of their own software, they could install the software, and also they tend to work with each other in teams, small dynamic teams, as they work on projects. Students are accessible in a bunch of different ways, and we decided the best way would be to look for influencers who had student audiences, and that's what led us to you. So then we come to you, you have the right audience for us to do the testing, and you bring all these registrations onto the platform, which is really good. However, not that many of the people who registered then went on to use the platform. And this is classic issue that you face with new software. It's kind of people arrive, they don't really know what it is, they don't really get it, they've got better things to do, so off they go.
I still remember that internships wasn't a part of the original plan, right? Because when I did the first video and introduced Insight to everyone, I mean, I didn't tell that I'm giving internships, so you subscribe to Insight or create your account over there, whatever. They just still did. Like, I think 500 or 600 people just came just by watching that. I don't even remember. It was less than a 1 minute clip, which introduced Insight in the original video. So internship, I remember internships wasn't a part of the original plan. And when we got so many registrations, we were just you, me, I think it was Olivia, Rita. So we were just discussing what to do now, right? What to do now with all the registration, how to engage them, how to, convert this into real activity on the platform. And then randomly this internship idea came to one of our minds. So it came to our mind and, I think you took a day to think about it and just said yes. From there, this internship journey started.
I think it was your idea. And I think it was because you understood the value of internships to students. And so, I mean, this is where the story gets interesting, because originally I was thinking we've had no quality assurance on the platform for 6 months, and I wanted to build out a proper QA team.
Okay, so we have QA, and they are responsible to test the functionalities of the platform. And then we have platform experience researchers.
2 teams of platform experience researchers.
Okay, and what do they do?
Two things. One is they are people who have been set tasks to use the platform. So they've been given specific tasks like research an ideal career or use it within your general studies. And so over a period of like a month and a half to get very familiar with the platform and then to give us feedback on, and this is using it on their own rather than networked or in a team environment, to really get deep inside using the platform and provide us with information of what that world looks like.
So like an end user experience.
Like an end user experience.
Okay.
The work with the research team so far has been a mixture of end user and field research.
Okay. And next we have dev team.
They have been working on all of the smaller tickets outstanding. We had a huge backlog of small tickets.
Have those tickets been resolved?
Some of it is still in testing. Some of it is still in development, but their work is starting to come through right now. So I'm running a test extension at the moment, which was produced by one of the junior devs.
That's great. What did you find different working with Pakistani students than working with students in Bristol University or UK in general?
Pakistani students are capable of being as good, as employable, as competitive as students from anywhere else in the world, Europe, UK, America. You do have to understand there's a few things that are really essential. The written work that I've seen is excellent. The problem is on the calls. For some reason, the students in Pakistan do not understand the importance of having the camera on. They don't understand how much of a difference it makes to their presence, to how easy it is to work with them and understand them. And so I really would encourage both the men and the women, switch the cameras on. It makes a huge difference.
Two more questions I have in mind. One, what do you see in near future as far as Insight itself is concerned? And second, what do you see the future with current collaboration that you're having with Pakistani students?
So in the next 3 months, we would like to get the registrations on the platform up to around 10,000. But in order to do that, we need people on the platform, people using the platform. And the best way to begin building a community is with ambassadors.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. So are there any more internship opportunities for Pakistani students?
So what we want to do is we want to take those 1,000 registrations that we had, and we want to offer them a software ambassador internship. We also know that we have all of this noise in the press about artificial intelligence. Everybody is talking about artificial intelligence, but one subgroup of people that it potentially affects really badly is junior developers. So we had this realization that your student audience, your computer science student audience, has a massive pain point in which their future careers are at risk. You know, I sit among a group of perhaps 7 or 8 senior developers who have been contemplating AI for over 2 years. And so I think I have a fairly well nuanced concept of how this should be applied, the way that you need to think about it, what are the problems, what are the upsides. And I think that, you know, you work as a senior developer, you talk about, you've used AI and you have your own views of it. Mine are more from a managerial point of view, yours are more from actually using it. And I think there's a story that we can tell to these students that will help them. And so I think that we step up to the plate in the circumstances and do what we can. And I think the software ambassador program is obviously designed to promote insight, but it is also an opportunity for us to engage with those students and help them understand how to make this transition. Now, I think one question, the big question that I get asked is, what has Insight got to do with artificial intelligence? Because Insight does not have any AI in it. It has no algorithms in it. The point is, okay, so you start using artificial intelligence. What do you as a human being bring to the party, right? Are you simply deploying a tool that's going to replace you? Or are you deploying a tool that, if you know how to manage it properly, can empower you, make you more productive, make your work more interesting. And so the piece that humans bring to the party is critical thinking. That's the one thing an LLM can't do. There's an awful lot of other things it can't do. But the one thing it can't do is it does not do critical thinking. It doesn't do the kind of reasoning that we do at any level. And so Insight is a tool that helps support your thinking, helps support your critical thinking. And that's the connection with the AI story.
Exactly. And we've also planned a couple of conversations like this to be recorded. So for the audience, I just want to disclose little. So we're either planning to record a similar video like this, or we're planning to come live on my channel in near future. So I would also need recommendation in the comments. So what would you like to see? And me and Simon and the team would definitely, get it done. Do you have plans to visit Pakistan?
I would love to. It's a part of the world I've not been to, and I would love to come. And I intend to do that, and relatively soon.
Well, I'll be there to welcome you. Don't worry.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, you have so much planned out already for Pakistan and Pakistani students, and you keep them in such high regards. And I hope that you're enjoying working with the Pakistani students, with me, and hopefully, we do have a lot of planned out. Let's see where future takes us.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Simon, for hopping in, sharing your thoughts with us. And we'll see you in another video soon. Take care.
You take care, Bad.
Bye. यार अगर आप लोगों को ये वीडियो पसंद आई है और आप लोग मुझे चाहते हैं कि आप मुझसे वन ऑन वन कॉन्वर्सेशन कर सकें अपने करियर के बारे में, अपनी गाइडेंस लेनी हो आपने किसी भी किस्म की, वैसे तो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ वीडियोस के थ्रू देता रहूँ, बट इफ़ यू वांट वन ऑन वन कॉन्वर्सेशन देन आई एम ऑन मेंटोगा. मेंटोगा इज़ अ प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ आप बुक करके स्लॉट्स मीटिंग मेरे साथ कर सकते हैं. आप वहाँ जाएँ, मीटिंग बुक करें, स्लॉट बुक करें और मेरे साथ वन ऑन वन कॉन्वर्सेशन वहाँ कर सकते हैं.